Hi everyone, I just got through making another Nuc box for these. I had purchased these mediums, I guess, medium frames, and I just put a strip here, starter strip, that is actually used to secure a wax foundation in these frames, but you can just, I wanted to have complete wax comb and be able to cut it without putting wires through it or fishing line. So I just made this box here, and my initial thoughts were to cut some holes in here and use the 1/8 inch hardware cloth for ventilation, but I just can't get myself to drill holes in these boxes after I make them. So I did purchase, I don't know if you want to call it a shim or a spacer. The one that I have is 3 inches. I had purchased it, so I have some boards here that were already 3 inches, so I cut those to length, and I just need to cut 2 more to the width here. And I'm thinking if I route a slot in these boards, if I figure out what the dimension is, I can put like an inner cover built in to this, and then screen it, and then put a hole in it, screen it, and then put holes on the side here, and that would be ventilation, and it would prevent the bees from getting up in here. Alright, so I have the bits set up now. I just have to make that slot that the plywood is going to fit into, 1/4 inch plywood. So this is what I have. This is the dimension of a Nuc box with the 3/8 slot, 3/8 from the bottom, and it's a 1/4 inch. So I don't know if the board I put in here, the plywood, should be floating, because if it's going to expand or contract, it might buckle. So it measures, taking into account the depth of the slot, it's like 8 7/8. And I don't know if I should just cut it exactly. That's the width. And then I have to figure out what the length is of the plywood. But I don't know if it should be in there just loose, with a little bit, of ability to move in there, or if I should just make it so it fits in there snug and glue it. So hopefully this should fit. Should slide in here. Alright. Okay, so now I'm just trying to figure out if I should put a 3.5 inch hole in the plywood or this 2 inch. So once I make that hole, I could put a patch in there if it was, I don't know. So I'm going to go with a 3-inch hole. Alright, so I cut the mesh here. As soon as I cut that hole, I said, that looks too big. But I can put like a piece of wood over that, I guess, to regulate, or the bees will just propolize it, I think, if they think it's too big, right? So I got switched over to 1/4 inch staples here, and I'm just going to staple this. Alright, so here's the end product here. I guess it's sort of like a Vivaldi board. Got the mesh here. You know, I was wondering, as soon as I drilled these holes, I thought maybe they were too big. You could do a plunge cut. So you just have like maybe a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch slot going across here and cover it with mesh. But these boxes here are also got the dimensions correct. So they match my existing Nuc boxes that I had purchased from Man Lake a couple of years ago. So they're a little bit wider than 5/8. I think 9 7/8. I think. And the book that I have says 9 inches wide. But yeah, so I'm happy with these, I guess. I'm sure it's the first iteration. I'll make changes. If I make any more, well, I will definitely make some more. Need to learn how to make, or take take my experience with the top cover for the 8-frame and make a top cover for the Nuc. So this is New England Gardening with another woodworking project for a bee-related woodworking project. Another Nuc box, and this is for the honey super medium. The frames fit in here, and then for ventilation, this sort of like a Vivaldi board. If I was to overwinter Nucs, I could put some insulation, a sawdust in here. So yeah, we got plenty of sawdust. I've put burlap in the past. I successfully overwintered my first hive. I used burlap. So this is New England Gardening. Thanks for watching.